We are live.
And y'all know what time it is. I just lit the shit out of that J because it is about to get crazy today. Bill, what's going on?
Nothing. As I just told you, the little good news. Outside of that, just drowning and work. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's a great week. We got a lot to talk about.
Man, look, let me tell you, this week has been fire. Now, when I said that I wanted to do these shows on Mondays because I felt like the weekends would be so lit, I didn't know that when we did these shows on Mondays, that from Tuesday to Sunday would be lit. I was looking to just, have some stuff to talk about over the weekend, but woo!
No.
So we've been talking about now for the past couple of weeks, artists having their masters publishing and rights to their performances and registering their music and blah, 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 how to get paid. Well, this week's Versus was amazing. Did you watch it?
I'm a Gucci girl. How dare you ask me that? I am a diehard Gucci Man fan. So, of course, I watched it, and I watched it with a Jeezy fan.
That was hard, right? That was hard, right?
I was getting on his nerves the whole time. I know he was like, just go home already.
Man, I watched it with the wife, right? And I sat there from a how do you say it? At first, I was watching it from a analyzing standpoint to see, how well the Jeezy music will hold up with the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Now, my thing is, since I started DJing, right, I see the world differently because I think that all artists want to walk into the club and hear their music in the club. I think all artists want to be riding down the street and see everybody riding to their music. What's crazy is we get somewhere where artists will get into their mode, into their form, and have a hot time, and we confuse that hot time for hot music. So
let's talk about that. Yeah, that's interesting.
I got into the conversation about Gucci and Jeezy this week, right? And I might rant on a little bit because I'm learning so much in this world. When I was DJing, people that's watching, when I was DJing, I didn't see a lot of 40-year-olds in the club. I didn't see a lot of 40-year-olds partying. And when I check the music sales, I don't see 40-year-olds on the I'm buying this list. A lot of them are using the free Spotify, and they may have Apple Music. Some of them may have bought Tidal because they support Jay-Z and want to be cool. But let's just be real. These young cats, and Gucci has evolved. Since he has got out of jail, he is now a young cat. He's trimmed himself down. He's aged himself backwards and still becomes and made himself relevant. Now, I'm sorry, but the last artist that I seen transcend into a different era and still survive, we called him the GOAT. His name was Lil Wayne. I watched his Jeezy performances and I watched him keep on saying, let's go back to 05. And every time he said, let's go back to 05, I wanted to remind Gucci that 05 was a bad time for me, in fact. And if he'd have took me back to 2012, I was bringing in some Gucci's. But we don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was another success. But he kept saying, let's go back to 05. And I was watching, my wife, she's partying on the sideline. There's a Gucci song come on every once in a while. She's like, oh, every once in a while. But then it's like, of course, the first half of Gucci's pod, we was really just sitting there like, oh, he going smack. He just going ham. Then he
Mm-hmm.
started dropping the Lil Wayne collabs, the Migo collabs,
Wait, let's
the
back
Drake
up because
collabs.
I didn't want to cut you off, but we're gonna have to back this up a little bit because I've been
Go
waiting to
back.
talk about this with somebody. So we're gonna back this all the way up to the beginning.
Go ahead.
The beginning of the verses, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
outside of the long ass wait, I want to say was amazing. Gucci came in swinging. So, of course, I was all up in my opponent's face, like,
Yeah, man.
round one, Gucci versus Jeezy. Like,
Yeah, I was like,
he came out swinging. I don't like how, like, I feel like his placement of songs after that could have been better.
yeah, he did it. Look,
Um,
Hope, right there while you on that subject, we all know that doing the whole Atlanta scene starting an hour late is custom. All right, but go
oh,
ahead. Go
okay.
ahead.
And then you were saying about the part where Jeezy kept playing old music. So I was dying laughing because Gucci was like, he was like, yeah, let's play some new shit. And then Jeezy played some old shit. He was like, all right, well, back to the old ass shit because he keep playing old ass shit. Like, he was shooting shots the whole entire time.
Yep.
And a lot of people were upset and was saying that he's childish. But if he don't like you, I'm the same way. If I don't like you, I just don't. I don't like you. I don't like you.
I don't like it.
It's
Let's see
nothing.
here.
No
Are we
amount of money
live
that's gonna
on?
make
Are
me
we
like you.
live right now? Because I'm getting asking, are we live? Let's see here.
Yeah, put him
What's
in the dirt. Yeah, true. He told that man go dig his homeboy. We smoking on Pookie Low
Look,
tonight,
when
baby.
he said that, I lost it. But look, I'm
What?
not gonna hold you though, right?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
because
gonna
you don't
hold you
like
though.
that shit.
I loved his placement
Mm-hmm.
because I get listen, like, all right, artist as an artist, and I'm just thinking about how Gucci's career is, right?
Right.
I understood the placement, especially when you understand that there's a real beef there, or
Mm-hmm.
there was a real beef there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the placement of Gucci, and let me break it down for all of the Gucci fans who don't understand, and the Jeezy fans who don't
Smoking on
understand.
Pookie Low.
I'm not messing with you, man. They gonna But what I am gonna say is this: that placement was done to show range and longevity, to remind us that yes, there was a beef. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I did music there. Like, this music is gonna be heard, and I can control the narrative and play what I
Mm-hmm.
want to play. Now, we asked, why did Jeezy play the songs he played? I'm gonna get into that in a second. But the whole
I was
placement,
asleep during his part.
yeah, but the whole placement of Gucci was to show, yeah, I was there with you in 2005, because that's what you're talking about. I was there in 2008, because that's what you're talking about. But where are you in 2017, 2018, 2020? You see what I'm saying? And he built up to that, and he placed those in there so that because there was real diehard. I was looking at the Apple version, and I was
Mm-hmm.
looking at the Instagram version. The Instagram,
Okay.
and then I was kind of like watching the talk on Facebook, right?
Right.
Now, Facebook is my age group, you know? We the old guys, we the old OGs, right?
I was on IG and Twitter.
IG is the like right before me,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But like right before me group. Then you got Apple Music now. Those the fans. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those the ones that's listening to the just drip with Drake, and I mean all the songs with all the collabs Gucci. They listen to feature Gucci. You know what I'm saying? That's all they know. They know the mulatto Gucci. You feel me? And they don't
Mm-hmm.
care, because these young cats are finding a way, because when they was coming up, they was looking up to Gucci. So they want to work with him now, right? Now,
Right.
but let's talk about, why did Jeezy do the placement of the songs that he did? Interesting.
I really and honestly, even though like I am a diehard Gucci fan, I'm not even gonna lie. In 2005, when there was a split, I did split towards the Gucci Man way, but I can't deny talent. And Thug Motivation 101 is one of my favorite, and
Projects,
103, one of my favorite Jeezy
albums.
albums.
Recession is
So
my favorite Jeezy album.
when he did his songs, it was like, even though my opponent was for Jeezy and I was for Gucci, I was still singing Jeezy songs. You know, like
Yes.
at one point I was disappointed at Gucci because I was like, damn, nigga, you gonna let Jeezy, you gonna let him do his
What
thing,
is that?
like.
What? Listen, I ask anybody. I mean, Gucci hails as independent, although we know he's with Atlantic. He hails as independent. When you got 300 songs, right? And you want to push your agenda, it's kind of the narrative to go through and pick those songs. You know which ones you're gonna pick, your tops, obviously, but you gotta pick 20 songs. You want to pick some junks that's gonna remind people that, like, yo, I was dogging this nigga at one time, like he was real live running from me at one time, or we was gonna have a beef. We was supposed to see each other at one time, right? So that's cool. It's a versus. It's a battle. Jeezy and Gucci battle. I mean, it's called versus. But the crowds are based on fanship. You know what I'm saying? So of course, whoever you talk to is going to tell you who they thought won. That's what I like about versus. It's not no real like ding ding you win.
Yeah.
You know, but Jeezy chose those albums that we call classics, and yes, our souls are gonna thump when we hear him. You know why? For the same reason that every time that jump go, whoa, dum 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 dum. They're oldies, they're goodies. They make you feel good. You don't get to hear them all the time. You know what I'm saying? They ain't somebody just riding around. You ain't gonna hop in the car. Somebody gonna be bumping that damn TM 101. They ain't just bumping the recession. You gotta ask for it. You may be playing the radio and they may be like, we're gonna take it back real quick. You know
Take it back.
And I usually still don't hear Jeezy mix in that joint. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you hear the Jeezy song come on, you like, ooh, hey, standing ovation. You know what I'm saying? You remember those jokes. Plus, Def Jam made sure you remember them jokes.
Let's speak about that too. All right, so the real estate comment. So Gucci was talking about how much jewelry he had on, and Jeezy was like, "But I own half of Atlanta, right?"
Yes.
And everybody was like, "Oh, shot." Me personally, at that moment, I was just like, "Okay, but Jeezy, you've always had a lot of backing, not even with the real estate stuff, like." So I don't know if Jeezy owned his masters or whatever yet, but all I'm saying is Gucci is the real GOAT, like the real GOAT. Got it out the mud.
Even if Jeezy does or don't own his masters, the fact of the matter is he didn't then. He did not then. You know, I don't care about now. You Jeezy, you should own them now. But a lot of people don't know that he had to take a gig. He had to take a gig with them. He still worked for Def Jam, so they still own him in the way.
Yeah,
ain't like he just walked in and said, I can get my masters now. You know, and pay for them. No, boy, you can work as an A&R. You can bring us new artists and earn the masters back because we made sure you was platinum, not you.
So the post that I saw basically was like, yeah, Jeezy own real estate, but ask him, do he own his masters and
I love that post. And look, on Facebook, I got bashed by, like I said, my age group. And I'm sorry, guys, y'all old. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm lucky that I got all young sons. You feel me? I can't get old. I can't get old yet. You feel me? Like I'm stuck in my early 30s, mid 20s, like crazy, you know? Like I say something, they're like, hey, what you doing, man? That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? There's times when I try to say like things that are like way too young. I try to say like, y'all capping. They be like, yo, dad, you tripping.
You capping.
You can't use that one. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But I be sticking to my DC words, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, y'all did welling. Stop welling. You know what I'm saying?
That versus was pretty much for me. It was funny. Like it was comical. I understand that they had to do it for the culture, but my issue still remains is that I understand Jeezy is trying to right his wrongs, but I've been watching his interviews and people have been asking him like, "What did you do to Gucci?" or like, could you put yourself in his
he
shoes?
never
And
acknowledged his man.
he skates over it. He
Yeah.
skates over it like like it's forgotten. Like you really real live try to have this man killed.
Listen, because honestly, let's like, and Gucci may hate me, but it is forgotten. Like the Gucci's fans now don't remember when Jeezy had to have him killed. I asked my sons, y'all watching the Jeezy and the Gucci versus? My son said, why is Gucci battling G-Eazy? I said, not G-Eazy.
Jeezy, young Jeezy.
He said, well, seeing as how I don't even know who a Jeezy is, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Gucci.
I mean,
and like,
yeah.
now listen, now my kids, now people would say that my kids are like they're totally in the Spotify era.
Okay.
Every Saturday morning, and I mean every Saturday morning, they wake me up to their to the surround sound in the house.
Okay.
It's blasting something that they done seen on Spotify or something on YouTube, these new artists. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
All of my sons try to rap right now. Look, they're not that good. My oldest son is good because he keeps, well, not my oldest son, my middle son, which is 14, Xavier, he's good because he's in there every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My other son, Cam, he may go in there and put something together, but he don't really care for it. He just does it because, like I said, every Saturday morning, you're waking up 9 o'clock sharp to some daggone loud music playing in the background. And I usually don't care because, hey, a strip should be up anyway. You know what I'm saying?
But saying nobody remembers what Jeezy did. My whole thing is accountability. Like, don't sit here and make this man on stage look like this issue is so minute or minuscule when the whole time it's a serious issue and people don't get over shit like
that. Well, like somebody told me that the bounty wasn't for Jeezy's head, wasn't for Gucci's head, it was for his chain. Me personally, I don't even know. But
regardless, it's wrong and Jeezy won't acknowledge what he did.
And see, like what I'm learning is older people just like don't even seem to want to remember that or care. So, but now, like, what's interesting is Jeezy did these classic hits, and he says that he has real estate, and I laughed at that because I was like, wait, Gucci owns a couple of houses. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has real estate, he has property. I mean, that's not the point in the game. Every era of rap, we've known who the bigger dog was based on the chains that they had around their neck. LL Cool J, Run DMC, Slick Rick, Busta Rhymes, Migos today. Every era. Tupac.
Yeah.
I mean, Rock Nation. Everybody wanted a rock chain. So for him to get up there and act as if
he washed up.
For him to get up there and act like a chain check isn't a rap thing was beyond me. To yell out real estate, and that's because that's some. You know why he yelled out real estate? He could have yelled out anything in the world. He could have yelled out anything. He could have said, "Let's do a shoe check." Oh, let's do a fur check. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a how much money we got in our pocket check. He did a real estate check. You know why?
Why?
I'm gonna break it down to y'all looking. He did a real estate check because you can't look on stage and see how many houses he owned or how much property he owned behind him at the time.
Yeah.
That wasn't something that was something that was going to scramble us in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we all want to find out, what does he own? My man said he owned half of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But nobody
can't own half of Atlanta because somebody else, I forgot who else. It's another real estate person.
They're white people that own it. That's why he can't own half of Atlanta, because they're white people that own it. They're white people that own Jeezy. How is it that a person who doesn't own himself says he owns half of LA. Now listen, like, don't get me wrong, young. Like, I respect everybody's hustle, and I do like respect partnerships and stuff like that. But partnerships don't mean you own nothing, baby. Partnerships mean you and a group of people own it together. Y'all share that. And I don't know if Jeezy remember the totem pole or nothing, but if something goes awry, his black ass is first to go.
Yeah.
He like Jay-Z when Jay-Z was walking around telling everybody he owned the Nets. And we found out he owned 1%. But this nigga was like, I own the Nets. Like he Michael Jordan or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, nigga. Come on.
I still have another question for you. So do you think that Jeezy not being accountable, but still doing the host, still being a part of this versus is really going to help the culture as far as young rappers killing one another?
No. And let me tell you something. Because again, that's like out of our age bracket. You know what I'm saying? That's like in the 60s and 70s. I mean, like it was probably rappers trying to make it in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? But in the 70s, when they started, you know what I'm saying, hip hoppity and hipping through the beats and shit, you know what I'm saying? When the 80s came, them 70s rappers was like, yo, y'all niggas wow. Y'all out there to fuck the police and Public Enemy and y'all wilding. You know what I'm saying? And it was nothing that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Then the 90s came. None of them 70s, 80s rappers could stop that Pac and Biggie war that was going down. You know what I'm saying? Listen, and it ain't no different in 2020 when you're simply, it's this, that's the young niggas way. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some young artists to step up and squash a beef on that stage for that to happen. Because think about this. Two old dudes cannot really squash a beef when the beef was about status. You know? I mean, like, Jeezy didn't want to take Gucci out because Gucci was some nigga he was like real live, like in cahoots with. When I see you, we gonna shoot each other down. This is a nigga that's coming for my spot. If he stays on the scene, I'm done. It happened. It happened. So the beef was already over. The beef was over when you wasn't making no more music.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess. I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I felt like it was more of a, I'm not going to say a publicity stunt, him using, we're doing this for the culture.
What we've been learning for the past month now, everything is a publicity stunt. It's so fucked up what I'm about to say, but we talked about all the killings that's happening on Empire's watch. Empire Records artists is just dying like left and right? But these are also publicity stunts.
Yeah.
And Kanye West coined the phrase, bad publicity is still good publicity. So, I mean, look at what really happened. You wanted to squash a beef, and the man went up that joint and just like immortalized himself amongst the beef community. I mean, I'm just saying.
They like, I got real estate. We like, yeah, but we smoking on Pookie Low.
Exactly. That was like one of those situations where you get two people on stage, like, can y'all shake hands? And one of them goes, nope, not today.
That's exactly what happened. And even at the end, when Gucci tried to clean it up, it was like, oh, it's all love. It's all love. Like, the shit was fake as shit. He only did that because he didn't want to seem like too childish. But I mean, we saw right through the bullshit.
He did it because you don't think that them fools sit there and rehearse and practice before they get to the show?
That's what somebody else said. They felt like Jeezy's speech was it was rehearsed.
Look, this for all my older guys. I don't know if you young cats have seen Five Heartbeats, but there's a scene when JT and Doug get to squabbling and rolling around on the floor and ripping off each other's nice shiny suits, and then they just come up and nice like this, I wish. That's how they should have went into So Icy. They should have saved that speech and that whole little scene They
Mm-hmm.
should have did like a nice little battle and thing, and then went into So Icy. But I guess they couldn't do that because then it would have looked like they were celebrating him putting his homie in the dirt. I mean, he went ham. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, young. When he yelled that, I was like when Gucci was like, hold up, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, all right, Jeezy, this now we about to see. Hopefully, we gonna see the snowman. Like, show over.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Cameras rolling. Let's get some live footage. But
No.
then they get up that joint talking about something. We got shit to lose, and we got stuff to lose, and we can't be doing that because we got stuff to. I'm like, man. So when you ask, will it stop the balance between the young niggas? No, because the young niggas' response is, what I got to lose is my respect.
Yeah.
And what I got to lose is my life
Mm-hmm.
because just because I put my hands up, another nigga is not.
Yeah.
You know? So nah, it's like honestly, for real, you know, this is the craziest shit to say right here, you know? But the whole system is set up right now. You see the 12-year-old boy out of Texas, the 12-year-old rapper out of Texas.
The one that shot the baby?
The one that shot the baby and doing 7 years in jail, juvie at that, but jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the Texas rap scene. I kind of think Texas might be a little bit more ratchet than Chicago.
It's getting there.
I mean, like this little boy was doing everything. He damn near wanted to be in the race.
Hold on, but did you see when his ops was picking on him in the mall or some shit?
The 12-year-old?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
All right, so if we talk about the same little boy that shot the baby, basically he was in the mall and his ops was messing with him and shit. And they was recording him like, "Yeah, get your ass out of here, get your ass out of here," whatever. And he just got on the escalator and was like, then he got on was it Instagram, one of these little apps, and he was like, "Yeah, y'all lucky I ain't had it heat on me, da 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 da, whoopie whoopie whoopie." And
Yeah.
next thing you know, he shot the baby.
Yeah. Trying to prove his toughness.
You know,
They
and
put that 12-year-old in that wild situation.
that shit is crazy. Hold on, but just last thing on the Gucci and Jeezy thing.
Yep.
So Pookie Loke's son says that he's been receiving death threats ever since the verses.
From who? Jeezy? Jeezy trying to get him out of here too? What the fuck? Man, listen.
He said he been, and I'm like, we didn't even know who you were until you told us you started receiving the death threats. Like, what the fuck?
Like what I tell you, publicity stunts, man. So
Yeah.
one of my guys on Facebook told me I'm not allowed to say anything about BMF anymore, and I told him who's he talking to. But that line when he called him Michi's bitch was like a lot of that stuff was just horrendous. He just said some things
He straight
like
disrespected that man.
I think he thought they was on smack. You know what I'm talking about? And not verses. But it is what it is. So I know that we gotta talk about how Gucci got paid, how Jeezy got paid, and why verses is so important these days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jeezy will probably get a little bit more money from the verses because his songs have, stock and build, but he has to split it with like 4 people, right?
Uh-huh.
And Gucci, because he played some songs that were not high on the credit list, will probably get a little less. Let's just say on his public performance right side.
But what about their negotiated pay that they may have? Because I remember Gucci wasn't doing the verses unless they was going to pay him
more money,
a certain amount of money. So are you just talking about as far as the music?
That's why when an artist says, "I need more money," he already knew he was coming in there about to give y'all not hits, not classics. He was about to come in there and give y'all some stuff that didn't make it mainstream.
Uh-huh.
It had no credits. It had no stock to it, so to speak. So when they get them PRO checks and they get their publishing checks, he wanted to make sure that he wasn't losing no money.
Okay.
So, Jeezy did a lot of songs that was classics on albums that went platinum. You know what I'm saying? So now
Mm-hmm.
these songs probably make anywhere between $100 to $1,000 every time they performed.
Mm-hmm.
And shoot, let's just be real. Some of them could be making tens of thousands every time they perform, $5,000 to $10,000 every time they perform. You know,
Okay.
so now Jeezy stuck to a real strategic list, and a lot of people say, yeah, he won the verses because he gave us classics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I don't look at it like that. I look at it like he played the system well. He knows how to get paid. He needs to make sure those checks are right.
Right.
And there are people that handle him, Def Jam
Mm-hmm.
and other labels that he's attached to. And now
Mm-hmm.
he started his own label called the YJ Records, which goes to show you his age. But it also goes to show you he do got his masters back now and
Mm-hmm.
starting a new record label, YJ Records. It's not really to put any artists on, so I don't understand why he would do a song called Put On. However, that was
Yes.
no, I'm just saying that was
He's
another
funny.
situation because listen, that's why he started CTE. Everyone needs to understand that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? CTE or any record label started by an artist is
Mm-hmm.
never to put you on. If you make it past that artist on that label, it will be because your hard work or the record label sees potential in you and they'll take you from underneath of that said artist that you sign under.
Mm-hmm.
So Drake was able to make it over Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne did not stop their success. Lil Wayne did not stop their success, Drake and Lil Nicki Minaj's success, because he knew he was about to go away to jail. He needed them to be the biggest things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I said a comment on my page because they were saying that Jeezy has hits and Gucci doesn't. Jeezy had the bigger budget.
He had the
And
bigger backing.
the bigger backing
Mm.
always says you are guaranteed to go platinum
Yeah.
if the label puts that behind you, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what did Jeezy do first? Boys in the Hood. He did some other little work, but Boys in the Hood was his first time. Like I think the world got a hold of him,
Yeah.
and that was a lot of people say he wasn't even the best one in the group.
Jody Breeze.
That's what a lot of people say. I
A
mean,
lot of people like Jody Breeze. And then he did Icy with Gucci
and then he did Icy with,
after that.
and then
And
he,
then he took off.
yeah, that's
So
exactly
let's just remember that. Because a lot of people that work with Gucci or that goes by Gucci or that he touches somehow, some way, make it big.
right. So, like, I happen to know
So
for a
Easy need to
fact,
give
I
Gucci
happen to know
his
for a fact
props.
that Gucci writes for hella artists in the industry. And I
Really?
mean, like he literally sends them words to say and as reference tracks, and these
I was so
artists,
icy with stuff.
yes. But yes, I happen to know for a fact that he writes for several artists, Fabulous and a lot more of those artists that have trying to, stay relevant, have went through him.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, publishing rights, songwriter rights, masters, things of that nature. These are the things that Gucci kind of negotiated in the beginning. So when you negotiate these things, you lose a little bit more on the backing side. You know, the Gucci was under. I like to say he was under a 360 deal. He probably denied it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he probably has somewhere like maybe a 5 album deal, and I would challenge him to challenge me on this, but
Mm-hmm.
he probably signed with Def Jam a 5 album deal,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave up his publishing, and he probably gave up his rights for a lump sum of money. Okay.
Okay.
It could have been at that time probably a couple of million. That's all you really needed to go platinum back then, a couple of 100,000, right? Because
Right.
remember, like I said 2 weeks ago, $200 million made Lil Wayne the greatest rapper
Greatest rapper
alive.
alive. Yeah.
So now you got Gucci with Atlantic Records, and Atlantic Records is still kind of a small label like that, right? But he's
Mm-hmm.
doing his own thing with his 1017 brand and build and things like that. So he's going to get less of a budget, but he's going to be able to have more freedom to do whatever he want to do.
Right.
Now, just because the label gives you just because the label gives you a lesser budget does not mean that you have to stick at that budget. You can always invest in yourself because
Exactly.
the label is going to always put, if they give you $1 million, they're putting $1 million on your record. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
When that label is coming to sign you and coming to sit with you, they've already said this artist right here. I mean, let's say you small time. You know what I'm saying? They say this artist right here may make us $100,000 in 10 years, you know, and that's off this one catalog. And I mean, like, realistically, people have to think, if you perform at just clubs and small venues and you have no credits or even like small credits on your song, you're only going to be bringing in about $1,000 to $2,000 every quarter. You know, if you get a hit record sold, you'll be able to get about maybe 5 to 10,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, mind you, this is quarterly. This is quarterly. Okay. So this is every 2 3 months, and you get this 4 times. So that means you can make anywhere from 10 to 20,000 a year. You do that in about 5 years, that puts you at 100,000, a little bit, almost 100,000, right?
Right.
So now these labels understand this.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna say, well, we can amp this up, you know. We can amp this up real heavy. We can turn this into millions real quick because they understand that if we get you placements, commercials, and broadcasting and on TV and on air, you make way more money now.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not gonna do this for you unless they get something,
Yeah.
and usually that something is publishing. Why publishing? Why publishing and not writers credits? We ask, right?
Right.
Because publishers are the ones who get to decide where the music goes, how the music is sold, and they also get the money first. Artists, if you don't perform, you don't get paid. Publishers, if that song is everywhere, anywhere, you get paid a percentage as a writer, but the publishers get paid big money, you know?
Okay.
So they let you have your writer's credit, some of them, but they don't let you have your masters. A lot of people ask, what are masters? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people do not understand what masters are and how the record labels obtain masters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put it in layman's terms and make it really easy to understand. You're a new artist and you sign with a big record label. The first thing that record label is going to do is put you in a studio. Not
Mm-hmm.
just any studio, though. You're gonna ask, what studio? What studio? Six? Yo, Six, what studio?
What
All
studio?
right. So I'm gonna tell you, one of their studios.
Okay.
They're gonna put you in one of their studios because when you go into their studio, they're gonna have all the music right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's going to happen is, why are the masses so important? Because the masses are where you can make the changes and the kinks and the things and everything to sell the music again and again and again. Add a bell, it's a Christmas song. Add whistles, it's a sad song. Slow it down a little bit, it's chopped and screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you keep reselling the song over and over again, even when an artist does not want to, because you, as a publisher, you can sell
Mm-hmm.
this music however you want to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you can start changing things. If you're the producer, if you put him with one of the label's producers,
Mm-hmm.
now how are you making money? We're just using samples. His voice isn't going to be heard. It's looping. It's looping on everything. It's looping in movies. And it's, you know what I'm saying? These are ways that we're going to make money because this artist made this song hot, but we got to make sure we get our money back. So that's how you know if you're going to be a star or if you're not going to be a star. You see what I'm saying? That's why the baby says, how much I just signed for? A milli? That was letting you know that I'm going to be a star because this label is now putting a milli into me.
We have a question. He says,
Yes.
face level, what's up? He says, does that include a development deal or actually being signed?
See, the thing about it is developmental deals
Mm-hmm.
usually are still going to attach to your publishing. But those like developmental deals are nowhere near like what you really want to be ever looking for. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody saying that we have to develop you, and then once we develop you, you are in a position that where maybe we'll sign you or
Mm-hmm.
maybe we're not. But at the end of the day, depending on the stipulations, that development deal could put you on a free agent roster to where
Okay.
now you're getting hoarded around. They just
Mm-hmm.
sending you around to whoever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, we got this artist. I mean, we got him developed. We got him ready. He's already doing numbers. How much can we get for him? You know what I'm saying? And what's gonna happen is this. The label's gonna call your label and say, look, man, we like him. We want to give him 20 million. You know what I'm saying? The label's
Right.
gonna say, y'all want to give him 20 million? All right, cool. Give him a call and tell him it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the developmental deal. And you're gonna walk away with 5 million, but they're gonna get their finder's fee and they're gonna take most of what they want. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And like when it comes to all that stuff, like our catalogs, we gotta protect those. And the thing about it is, we gotta think like again, think white. You know what I'm saying? So
You
when
always say that.
yes, because when all these artists start these record labels and they sign their mans and it look like they putting all their mans on, yeah, they are putting their mans in position to live good and not mooch off of them. But the reality of it is you're putting your mans in a position to where you can write them off because they're gonna always be there. And if they
Mm-hmm.
understand it right, then they're not gonna never have to ask you, yo, I ain't eating. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? If they're doing everything you're doing, they may not make as much as you because you're always that publisher over top of them.
Right.
But they're gonna always eat. And if
Mm-hmm.
you really looking out for your mans, you're gonna make sure, like, yo, we hitting. Look again. I'm gonna say the baby again. The baby was doing 2 shows a day on his tour at $50,000 a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And every show, what he did was when he realized on his first tour, he said, "Hold on, yo, hold on. It's actually 200,000 that I get." They said, "Yeah, but you only get 50 because the label." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Well, look, check this, Jack. I'm gonna have all my boys open up for me, and I want the whole 200,000 so that they can open up for me." You know.
Uh-huh.
So now he giving them 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, and now he's getting 100,000 a show, easy. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter, right? Because they was following him around. He was probably giving them a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? While he was doing his thing, but now they all eating. You know, so it's a lot of things that's like it's a lot of ways that the game looks like it's like artists looking out for artists, but it's really artists learning the game and learning that this is what's happening to me. So
Yeah.
I have to gain catalogs because that's how I can gain stock. It's like, yeah, this label, this artist Interscope may have 50 Cent catalog, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And that may be fine and dandy, but 50 Cent ain't gonna sell them Young Buck Tony G Unit's catalog and Gaines catalogs. You know, he's gonna still tell y'all, oh, they Game still owe me this. You know what I'm saying? You still owe me this. Like until you do what you're gonna do, he's not gonna sell, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna sell Ja Rule back his catalog, you know.
That's still fucked up that he bought that though. I can't
Listen,
like that is fucked
that's
up.
beef. When they can get 50 and Ja Rule on the verses, woo! And
I
listen,
think they're next.
listen, if that joint happens, if there's a 50 Cent and Ja Rule versus, Ja Rule will look like a monkey. And not a racist monkey. I mean, like one of those monkeys that
Hold on,
dance at
what?
the
What you
jump.
say when they do what? When they do their
If
verses?
they did a versus with Ja Rule and 50 Cent, Ja Rule would look like one of those little pet monkeys at the little joint to be trying to dance on the beach on Venice Beach.
Why you say?
Like, do you know how funny it would be to have? Because literally, it would be like your boss telling you what songs he wants you to perform and what songs you can't perform.
Mm.
So imagine like that whole versus happens and he has to go to say, look, 50, I want to perform What Would I Be Without My Baby? And 50 like, nah, bitch. You performing all your weak jumps. You performing this jump, you can't perform the other jump. He's definitely gonna lose. Because that's how versus work. I saw someone say that when
That's fucked up.
when you are with the publishers, they can't control when and what you perform. And that it kind of was like a double edged statement, you know? Because it's like, yeah, if you're with a indie publisher or, some publishing company that you just joined up with, nah, they not gonna control what you perform.
Right.
But if you're with a big publishing company, let's say Empire Records or let's say Def Jam Records, or if you telling me that this is a numbers game, there's some white guy, or probably in this case a Chinese guy, or somebody really good at math, that's sitting there and says, all right, for this song it's $10,000 when you perform it. This song is $5. This song is $200. All right, don't perform that shit. This song is 10,000, 20,000. All right, these are what you perform. We perform at 100,000, 200,000 set list. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
That's how tours are happening. That's how world tours happen. These set lists, when they gain stock based on streams, based on YouTube numbers, based on anything. And that's why I said last week, drop your stuff, market your stuff. Even if you got a few to invest in your own career, you got to think about it like this. You can walk to the labels and you can grovel yourself for a $10,000 check. You can grovel yourself for $100,000 check. You can grovel yourself for millions. It doesn't matter. But it's all about where you want to go, what you want to give up, and how much you thinking about, your future. And what you have to do to crunch those numbers yourself, like the labels are gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. So basically, you're saying, like, for instance, if I have 5 songs on my catalog or whatever, right? And like I have maybe 3 songs that's worth like $3,000 and the other two worth like $100. It's best when I do my tours or when I do my shows to perform those songs that cost the most.
Correct.
And why is that? Is that because I get more credits every
Correct.
time it's performed?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, I mean, the reality of it is now when you have 5 songs,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, when you have 5 songs and you have those ones that you
No.
no man, that was crazy. Where when you have I don't even know how that happens. iPhone
I was
just
about to have a heart attack, y'all. Y'all saw me. I'm like, I'm learning.
so when you have 5 songs
Uh-huh.
and right now you're building your catalog and you got 3 of those songs that are now hits. You know what I'm saying? They have became like they're doing numbers and they're building up really good, right? You look at that and you say to yourself, all right, these are the songs I have to perform everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because now it's a numbers game. Because these are how you build your stock, and these are how you build that song up. Because like I tell everybody, if you are registering your stuff and you are taking care of your paperwork the right way,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like never a real time when money is not coming in.
Okay.
You know, it's like
Mm-hmm.
all throughout the year. It's just bloop YouTube, bloop title, bloop Spotify, bloop Apple, bloop YouTube Red, bloop, you know what I'm saying? Premium Spotify, bloop, you know what I'm saying? Amazon. You're just getting paid, like literally from everywhere. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Not even mention your ASCAP or your BMI. And a lot of people are not registering your ASCAP and BMIs. And next week, I want to take some time, you know what I'm saying, to like tell y'all the importance of registering and how to register your stuff. I just joined Hurry Fox now, you know what I'm saying, and I finally got, you know what I'm saying, Song Trust starting to pay out, you know what I'm saying, like that, right? And I'm
Mhm.
learning that, wow, paperwork is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really do certain things now. These are small levels, you know, but just think like if I was using this knowledge when I first started in 2000 and, you know, early 2000s, 2009, you know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
imagine when I first started, if I was, now, like I said, Donald Passman, the damn business of music, everybody.
Needs to read
If
that
you in
book.
this industry, read that book. You know what I'm saying? Like, read that book. So he says, how do you know how do you know which? So like every quarter you're gonna get your stats. And of course the credits of so every credit is the same. How many you have within that one song is what it is. So let's say it's $6 per credit. So you're gonna get a statement every quarter telling you where your credits are. You know,
Mhm.
some songs may have 20 credits that are worth $8 a credit. Some songs may have 30 credits that are worth $8 a credit. Some songs may have one credit. You know what I'm saying? Some songs may have no credits. But all of that stuff is in your statements. And like I said, the way you run those credits up, y'all, get y'all views up on YouTube. If you just dropping stuff on YouTube, get your views up. If you on Instagram all day long, play on your live and stuff like that, on your stories, have your music playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to have your stuff going crazy. Like, do these live performances on YouTube, on Instagram and stuff like that. I have not done one yet. I'm not gonna lie. I did do 3, but that was like, you know, just to see how it would look. But
Uh-huh.
now down here, I'm in the woods, so I'm really trying to find a good spot to where my service isn't so choppy all the time, and then I'm gonna put on one. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm really trying to put something together like that. But man, like it's so many stuff. It's so much stuff now that artists. It's so many ways artists should be getting paid, registering where they need to be, and that's why Jeezy's set list was the way it was.
So next week is how to register your music.
Yeah, we gotta somehow figure out how to get like because this show right now, you know, I'm getting all types of messages in my inbox throughout the week, right?
Mhm.
And I am enjoying sharing the knowledge with people, but Mondays is where it happens. But it's so much stuff that's going on now in the world, and it's so much stuff that I'm realizing, like the generational gap, um, and the time lapse that I'm stuck in. I'm starting
Mhm.
to realize those things, and I'm starting to accept it and appreciate it. You know,
Mhm.
um, in this music game, there's a lot of artists asking me, you know, do you think this is any good or do you think I should drop this? And I'm giving everybody my honest opinion. I like everything that all of y'all are dropping and working on right now. I
Mhm.
used to sit up there trying to be real egotistical about the music, but now I like everything that everyone is dropping right now. But
Okay.
that's not what I'm paying attention to anymore. I'm not
Uh-huh.
paying attention to the music. I'm paying attention to the drive and what you put behind your project. Because right now, everybody out here is their own fucking walking label.
Mhm.
And if you don't look at your label like it's a money making machine, no one's going to ever look at you like you're a money making machine. I told everyone a couple of weeks ago, if you get offered a 360 deal, take it. And I still stand by it today. I'm like, y'all got to stop talking crazy. Y'all want to make money. You don't pay the labels to, I mean, the labels don't take money just, you know what I'm saying, to be taking your money. That money is made to make you who you are. Because there's a
Right.
level that you would not necessarily reach without that help.
Mhm.
I mean, like, what kind of deal should you take? What type of deal would you take? Those are the questions that I want to know. You know what I'm
Um.
saying? And that's based on you. And I could definitely tell you what type of deal you should take, which type of deal you would want to take, but you have to tell me where you want to go, what
Exactly
you
what your
want to do.
goals are. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Where you see yourself. Uh-huh.
yeah, like because like I'm learning now, artists don't want Grammys no more, and that's crazy
So
to
what do
me.
they want? They don't want Grammys. What do they? They just want fame.
Money, they just want
Yeah.
money. I don't even think that they want fame, but listen, fame is not something that anybody chases. I don't think so. I don't. There may be a few people that wake up and be like,
Uh,
"Oh, I want to be
I
famous and I want to be the most biggest person in the world." But realistically, today's world, money is what makes you famous. No, like for real. Because
uh,
listen, because look, the thing about it is, I had to tell my wife this, right? I said, "Babe, I just realized something. I'm a celebrity."
you said that last week.
I told y'all, like that's real now. That's the reality of things. Like I'm about to roll another one. I'm just gonna do it after the show. But yeah, but we 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 got to a point now where
Mhm.
we've idolized the wrong things. You know, like
Yeah.
it's it's weird. So now if you making millions of dollars,
Mhm.
fuck a championship kinda. No one wants to get the gold. And if you do win, you realize now, did you watch the American award show, the music award show? So what I realized is all of the artists got up there and said, "Oh my God, I didn't expect to win this."
You said all of them say that?
Not one of them got up there and said, "Yeah, I knew I worked so hard. I knew I was gonna get this. This is me. My year was now." Because they don't they don't think of that anymore. It's all about sales. It's all about sales. You know what I'm saying? And like crazy thing is, I never was a music connoisseur on the business side until now. So it could have always been always about sales, i.e., why Michael Jackson's the king of pop. I mean, we know he had the biggest budget when he did his deal with ABC and them, right? They made him one of the richest dudes in the world. Then, I mean, so maybe it's always been business driven. And we
Yeah.
as fans, we get lost in that, you know?
Mhm.
And the reality of it is, so I say, wow, like if any of us, because the illusion of having money is bigger than the reality of really having it.
Okay.
If people thinks that you're rich, you can get them to do whatever you want and you'll become rich.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now that's what the industry sells. Like
The
they'll
illusion.
put they'll put the fake chains in front of a bunch of kids because those are the buyers, those are the consumers. Us as older people will look like them fake ass chains, man. Them nigga wearing fake ass
Mhm.
chains. Our kids ain't gonna say that. They're gonna sit up there and be like, "Young dad, that nigga's lit." You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna say that. This nigga's lit. You know?
Mhm.
And all we can sit up there now is starting to acknowledge the game. Like, do we really think Tupac was sitting in a tub full of diamonds and jewels and gold? Maybe not. But I know that pick was fire. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It made me like, damn, that nigga the king of the game right now. He on
Yep.
top. You
Mhm.
know? So I mean, like, the
Selling an
illusion.
illusion.
Yeah, I
Mm-mm.
mean, like, and that's what artists got to understand. Like, that's what you have the label. That's what the labels take that 20%, 30% for that illusion, for that magic trick, because it's gonna be like, and you're a star. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
abracadabra. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, it's literally a light switch. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? For you to be a star, and it's a light switch for you to not be one.
Exactly.
You know, like I told the story earlier to my cousin. I said, a lot of people don't remember how, you know what I'm saying, how B.O.B. really got his spot and how Lupe Fiasco really faded away. But it all started with a
Hold
simple
on.
no.
Yeah, tell me more.
It all started with a simple no. I don't want to do that song. And it started with a simple yes. Hell yeah, I'll do it. And guess what happened? You tell me no, you're no longer a star. He told me yes, light switch on, baby. He's a star now. And that's why you get odds like, I hate the industry. I hate it. You know, I'm not free to do what I want to
But what
do.
happened to Lupe? He just dissipated.
Well, yeah, he was. So Atlantic wanted him to do the plane song. You know that plane song that and that beautiful girl song that B.O.B. did. Those are B.O.B. songs now.
Oh.
However, they were written for a new. They were written by up and coming writers that needed to start getting paid for Atlantic. So when it was sent to Lupe to do these songs, he said, "I'll write my own shit. I'm Lupe. I don't rapping nobody else stuff."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You sure, man? Because this cat Bruno gonna be the next big thing. You want to get on this? You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Fuck that. I ain't doing it. I'm Lupe. All right." Hey, walk down the office. Hey, Bob, we got the song for you. You know, with this new guy. You might have heard him. He been walking down the office, but y'all to be good on this. It'd be good for you. Oh yeah, I'll do it. And he rapped that shit the way that they needed it to be rapped. Black.
Mm.
That's all I needed was a black voice. You or I could have done it. Whoever was in the office at the time was going to rap that shit because it was already written and ready. You just got to repeat it. Just
Yeah.
repeat it. But Lupe
That's
was too Lupe and B.O.B. was B.O.B. So, I mean,
swooped them right on in.
but that's the game. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, like, I'm telling all artists out there, like, I know artists that's looking right now got y'all music ready to be dropped. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all questioning, like, an artist called me and said, I want to make sure I ain't getting ripped off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure, I don't get the Wale treatment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, son, you called the right person because you definitely don't want to get the Wale treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all already know. Y'all gonna have to tune in next week because it look like we are at that time.
We definitely are. So next week you got music.
Yes. So I know y'all Jays are roaches. Y'all see mines is now. We've smoked them all down. It's time for another one. So y'all gonna put those roaches in the ashtray, roll up another one like I'm about to do. This week I'm smoking on some OG. It's
Me
tough
too.
down here in
It's tough
Atlanta.
up here too. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. But I gotta test. I gotta just stay strong and keep on chugging along. But the Atlanta scene is not really making me happy. Everyone comes out here and say they find some good stuff, but I'm just not into going into the alleyways anymore and some of these streets. Everyone down here in Atlanta has a gun on their hip, a gun in their front seat, a gun right there in arm's reach. So it kind of like makes me feel like I'm good, you know. So I just been, like sticking with the sources that I know and going to the wells that I know. But yesterday I did, muster up the strength to ask a guy that I seen smoking, "Hey, where's the weed?" And I ended up with some OG. And I'm gonna try them out. I'm gonna try them out one more time because it's conveniently close. But if not, I'm just gonna keep taking my hour trips, y'all. Because like I said, it's taking me 2 hours to get some good gas. I gotta take an hour up and an hour back. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So like I said, I'm gonna get this guy one more time because this not the best OG I had. But I don't want to put him on the Huffington Post report because it's usually like that. You usually take that chance when you see somebody conveniently close and they run into their home and get you out the way. That's usually if they take more than 10 minutes in the house when they say I got some shit in the house, they're giving you the worst stuff they got. Okay? They don't know if you're gonna be a legit customer or just somebody desperate, so they're gonna give you the worst shit. So I gotta see him 2 more times. After the third time, if it's still on this level, he will have to get stamped on the Huffington Post. But y'all stay tuned for that. I don't have any Huffington Post this week because I'm still waiting on Fort Washington to give me a word back, and I'm still waiting on St. Barnabas Road to give me word back. Everyone else is trying to be all acting like they got some good gas right now, and I know you don't, but keep on coming, keep on reporting, let me know, and I'll let y'all know. So, Jezebel, it's been good. Another Monday.
It's another Monday. I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Are you guys
My
cooking
mother,
home or y'all going
my
to see?
mother-in-law's in town, so we're gonna be smoking on some Pukalo tonight. I'm trying to make it, y'all. I'm trying to make it. The in-laws in town, and I wasn't planning on doing anything for Thanksgiving besides watching some football. But now the wife is trying to put me in husband mode. So yeah,
Yay, that sounds exciting. Well,
I'm gonna do it as high as
enjoy.
possible. But it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. What you doing for Thanksgiving?
I don't even know. I haven't talked to no family members. So I want to cook like I always do. Last year I didn't cook, so I want to cook, of course, and just sit in the house and eat. I don't really
You
know. I
know,
got
I'm think I should make a weed infused meal and feed my mother-in-law.
you ain't right.
Oh
You
boy,
ain't
I should
right.
make Thanksgiving lit. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I got to
you ain't
go.
right.
Jezebel, you enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too, Six, and you
And
guys,
y'all enjoy
everyone
y'all's.
watching. Enjoy the holidays, y'all. Black Friday's coming up. Don't spend too much money. Remember to save some money. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week, Monday. Sixxcess. Tell them
All
what you
right.
got for us again next week.
Man, hey, we're gonna talk about registering and getting that stuff right.
Right. All right. Peace out, y'all.
One.
Right. 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 Oh, my mouse don't work, y'all.